up? And today I'm going to be doing an Alex Wassabi boxing breakdown. Make sure to like, sub, and comment, and let's get into the video. So as you guys can see here, we are looking at Alex's spar with some guy. Oh, Nick Ireland. Oh my God, it's Nick Ireland. I don't know why I said some guy. Anyways, basically, let's break this down and see if Alex is any good at boxing. I have seen this spar once before. And Alex is in the blue gear, I think. Let me see, because I think he goes down at the end, I think. Yeah, he does. Okay. So this is Alex, and he comes out with a body jab. So right away, we can see that I'm going to put on 0.5 for right now. He has a nice jab, and he knows how to go to the body. And one thing that YouTube boxers never do is go to the body. It is the most easy way, especially if you're the smaller fighter. Even KSI is guilty of not going to the body. So I do like Alex using more than just the head. And then he goes up top. Nice shot. And we can see that he has not a powerful jab, but he knows how to do the basics, which, again, is not super impressive. But there are people like Bryce Hall that don't know like a jab from like a haymaker. So we see him going into the body. He narrowly misses out with his shoulder. That might have been unintentional, but still was pretty nice. Comes out with the jab. And I'm liking that he's coming out with a jab, and he's also making sure to always bring his hands back up. That is something that a lot of YouTubers do not do, or they will leave a side of their head open, like Jake and even KSI do. So again, another positive from Alex. And he's very, very much a pressure fighter, kind of coming forward. So if we go here for a minute, he kind of comes forward. Jab, throws. So as you can see, all of these shots are like straight punches, jabs, pretty accurate. They're not haymaker shots that, don't have any like real technical understanding to it. Like what Alex is doing is not top level by no means, and he's not a good boxer, but he's coming forward with pressure and actual technical abilities like the jab, the body shots. He's not just swinging and wild, which I do appreciate to see. So he goes in for a shot, and then he gets clipped right there on the chin, and he doesn't seem to like it. And I'm noticing that when Alex is kind of put on the back foot, he has guard got broken in, bang, and he gets hit with a shot. He kind of seems to lose his cool a little bit. He almost kind of becomes a punching bag. Because as we can see here, he puts up his guard, and he's not trying to he's not trying to defend himself. He's not trying to counter. He does there, but then he gets clipped. And one thing you don't want to do is when someone's coming forward is to just guard up and kind of not have an attack to counter them with. And in Alex's situation, he's not seeming like he has a plan, but he's rather just trying to get through that, which, is not a super negative, but it is something that, in YouTube boxing, we've seen that when people have just guarded up and gone stationary, it doesn't work well for them. Deadly Joe Weller, for example. So then they come back out. He slips the jab, and he throws a shot right there. So again, Alex can slip well, counter shots pretty well, and he's got a good jab. He knows what he knows what he's doing. He knows the basics. So at least we know this isn't going to be a technical mess. And then he misses that shot. They're going in for the body. He gets him, clips him right there. And again, doing a lot of like not straight shots, but like just jabbing him and kind of coming forward with, again, very clear, simple, basic, but effective technique. So I will give Alex his props so far. He is doing pretty well from a boxing standpoint. And then we see him feinting a little bit more, which I like to see. Typically a lot of these YouTubers don't feint. It's more of an advanced thing that we've seen with KSI in the second fight compared to the first fight. But it is very effective. And again, Alex is just taking these shots. He's not kind of countering back effectively. He's kind of just holding on for dear life. And that is concerning because, like with Logan Paul and Taylor Holder, for example, these were two guys that were technically good, but they didn't take shots well, or they would kind of just think they could take the punches, but they couldn't. And they ended up losing because of that. So then we see Alex come with the jab and try and slip the shot. And we see him get jabbed right there. And this Nick Ireland here, I think he might have lost his fight or had a draw or something in his last fight, which was, I think, like an MMA style fight. But in at least here, I think Nick Ireland looks pretty well, and I want to see him fight again. But I think he was disappointing in his actual fight. And again, we see Alex getting basically pieced. Oh, and now he's countering back. But it seems like Alex has moments where he kind of doesn't know what to do, but just become a punching bag. And with guys that are so amateur, it's not. I don't personally recommend doing it, and he doesn't really have head movement. He's kind of just taking these shots. Just burp to there, if you could hear that. Sorry. And then he kind of comes forward. He's taking his time, which is good. He's not kind of rushing forward with nothing to back him up. So we can tell that Alex can definitely have patience and be patient and not just go out there brawling, which, again, I like to see some technique in these fights, even though there's, not a lot, even with the most technical guys like Jake, which he's not that technical. And then he throws this massive shot, and he manages to miss it. So he did throw a haymaker there, but it's okay. And he gets countered right there, which is nice. So again, Alex is good at countering and coming forward with pressure and applying very technical. I wouldn't say. I'm gonna say the word surgical because I like saying that. Surgical shots that are very intention based, and not just kind of going out there swinging in wild. And so see this kind of head movement and just movement in his body from Alex, I want to see more of. And then I think here he gets hit with a body shot. And then he gets hit, and then he goes down. And that is pretty much the most concerning bit because Alex did not get hit. That shot was not hard. Like, let's be honest. That shot was not hard at all. And, kind of just shows that Alex might not take punches that well. And honestly, Alex versus Deji could be a big mess where they both take a knee. Although if Deji is in shape, which the photos have seemed to confirm, I think that Deji pretty much will win. And if that little body shot can affect Alex, I think Deji's going to be in for an easy night because Alex also has pretty poor cardio, so he cannot use Deji's poor cardio to his advantage. Now, this was taken all the way back in April, so a lot's changed, and he's gotten better, obviously. But at the same time, it's a very concerning thing for Alex in the sense that Deji's very much a pressure fighter, and Alex could counter him effectively. But if Deji gets him with a real good shot, which I know Deji can, I don't know how well Alex can take it based on this alone. And I think Alex wants it, and he's got the heart, but I just don't think he can take the punch well. So Deji and Alex really were the perfect made-for-each-other match. They can't take punches. And then Alex is back in it, though. He kind of comes forward, lands another shot. And see, what he's doing right now is what I want to see more of. I think he slips the jab and counters effectively. I think, and coming forward with pressure. That's Alex's bread and butter. Slips the jab, yeah. But I think what is his biggest negatives is his head movement. He doesn't move a lot in terms of, like, his body at all. And he seems like when he's on the ropes and not the one applying the pressure, he becomes a punching bag. And again, with the crowd and the stamina, it can really drain somebody and can be a huge negative. And this is pretty much the big negative, and that's that he can't take punches, which in boxing, if you can't take a simple body shot, you're pretty much screwed. So I do think that my prediction has changed, and I'm officially saying that I could see Deji knocking this guy out, but it will probably be a TKO. So I'm thinking that Deji will definitively win this fight. And if he is in the shape that the photos on the website showed, then there is literally no way that he is losing this. But again, I do think Alex has that heart, and he actually has some technique that will be competitive. And I think this will actually be a competitive fight. I think that it will be pretty entertaining, but I do think Deji will gain the upper hand, maybe in the mid part of the fight. I think Alex could start pretty strong, but then gas out. And I think if Deji is patient and goes in for those big body shots and those shots that really make somebody take a step back, he can win this without exerting too much energy. And Deji will probably be more conscious and cognizant of his cardio, even though he is in good shape. So, yeah, there were some promising aspects from Alex, but overall, that ending is really what sealed the deal and really said, yeah, I don't know if Alex is it. So anyways, guys, that's the video. Make sure to like, sub, and comment, and I'll see you soon.